Hey, what up YouTubers and retro players? Welcome back to Dennis Fleeman's YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at another N64 prototype. This time around it's Mace, the Dark Age. A unique and one-of-a-kind alpha build prototype. And how do I know that? Well, I actually own a retail copy of Mace, the Dark Age for the N64. I did a comparison and a lot of differences. Really early alpha build, not even complete, around 80% complete. Very interesting. So before we take a look at the actual gameplay and the differences, we're going to take a look at the cartridge itself, because that is also very special, unique, and so one of a kind. So let's get into it. One question that I get a lot from my viewers on YouTube is, why are N64 prototypes so rare and expensive in comparison with NES, Super Nintendo and Game Boy prototypes? Well, the key word here is reusable. These large cartridges were used again and again. This currently is a Mace NTSC preview copy, as you can read. And before it was a Mace prototype, it was a French Hexen prototype. I carefully removed this sticker, and as you can see, this cartridge actually started its life as a German Wayne Gretzky hockey cartridge or prototype on the 15th of January 1997. Wow. So reusable is the key here. Used again and again, and that's why they are so rare and expensive. Now let's take a look under the hood of this cartridge. Here we go. Let's carefully get it out here. NOS, Nintendo Ultra 64. That always makes me smile. Nintendo, copyright 1996. The cartridge itself, N64 EEPROM, seems to be in great condition. And this is a one-sided prototype. Alright, now let's get it back together and let's play and compare some Mace the Dark Age gameplay. Alrighty then, here we go, a side-by-side comparison. On the left side of the screen we have the retail version, the version that came out in the stores of Mace the Dark Age, and on the right side of the screen we have the dark prototype version of Mace the Dark Age. And the left side of the screen, the retail version, immediately starts the intro, and the right side of the screen, the prototype, shows you some demo gameplay. Now, while you guys are watching the side-by-side comparison, I'm gonna mention a few things that are completely different. First of all, the dark side, the prototype. It's really dark, and to fully enjoy and play this game, you really have to go over your TV configurations and set the color scheme very light so you can actually see what is going on. Darkness isn't the only thing that is different. I have a complete checklist here, and I'm gonna go over it right now. So, on the title screen, one thing that I noticed is the copyright screen, that it's almost the same, but there's a small difference. The prototype says licensed to Midway Home Entertainment instead of licensed by Nintendo. It makes sense though, it was in production, so it had no license from Nintendo yet. The intro with the book, it's missing, and instead of that the game shows a demo fight, like I mentioned before. I'm guessing because it took them too much time to program, and they laid their focus on the in-game action first. The title screen only shows the option press start, if you checked it out, instead of press start, practice and options. So the practice mode is missing, so they had to make this later. The option screen is present in the prototype version, but you'll get it later, and it's different from the released version. The difficulty is counted in 1, 2, and 3 instead of easy, medium, and hard. The continues are called coins, I guess, and round times is called time adjust. So this shows that it's a little bit rough around the edges, and this is a really early beta. Let's go to the character select screen. it looks the same, but later that I saw that the writing is a little bit different and the hidden characters are available right from the start and aren't hidden at all. The first screen also shows clearly that the game is still in need of fine-tuning because the talking insults are missing on the proto. This N64 prototype really is a ton of fun because it's very different from the released version, the retail version. Most of the time they're very close, but this one is very different. Take a look at the screen right now. You see the executioner. On the left side, retail version, he is black. On the right side, or he has black clothes. He's not black, but he has black clothes on. And on the right side of the screen, he has red clothing on. So, yeah, I'm not familiar with the arcade version. Maybe that is similar to the arcade version. Maybe there's some censorship here from Nintendo, blood red, I don't know. It was still tricky back then. And another thing that I noticed is that there is different with the stages. The desert background level is missing in this prototype. It's actually replaced with the final boss background level of Grendel. So that's really awkward. And this prototype isn't 100% complete. It's around 80 or 90% complete. Because when you reach the final boss, Grendel, it just keeps hanging on the first screen. So maybe there's a way around that. Maybe it's still programmed on here, but I don't know. I haven't looked into that one yet. Well, would you look at that? Some of you actually made it to the end of this video. So, one thing that I found very awkward is that this prototype is very dark, some very dark colors in here. I could barely see what I was playing. So what I did is I hooked the prototype up to an old tube television TV, and I messed around with the menu to make it completely bright and did some fine-tuning, and there you go. You can actually see what you are playing. I've never ever experienced this before with an N64 prototype. For some reason, it's very dark. It has to do, it almost certainly has to do something with the fact that it's an alpha, very early build. But yeah, there you go. So you can adjust the colors and you can play the game, but it's very dark, very dark. Hey, thanks again for watching, everybody, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Take care.